going on, man? This is this is the JBK free agent report. Now, today was the first day of, you know, we get to tamper with everybody day. And we've already had a very, very big day in free agency signings soon to come on Wednesday. We're going to get right down to it. I'm going to start off with some quarterbacks, then the halfbacks, then the wide receivers, so on and so forth, through offense, through defense. And I will also bring in anybody that would want to come on so they can give their opinions about the free agency. And, we can just chop it up. So let's get to it today. Several, several, several good signings today. Um, Starting with the quarterbacks, as you know, Russell Wilson signed a 1 year, $1.21 million contract with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think it's a good move for him. It's a veteran presence for Kenny Pickett, and it also gives them some stability for right now, so they can use their weapons, utilize their weapons. The biggest news of today, however, was Kirk Cousins going to Atlanta on a 4 year, $180 million deal with 100 million guaranteed. And the Falcons, I mean, they got a quarterback right there. And people are going to say, oh, he just came off an ACL. I mean, ACL injuries happen just like, candy out of dish right now. So a lot of players come back from them. Are they 100%? But Kirk Cousins is like, he's a good quarterback. He's a good, you call him a good regular season quarterback. He doesn't get done in playoffs, but is that really him or is that his team? So I mean, I think Atlanta's got the weapons. They do have the tight end. It's there still. They got good receiver core. Their offensive line and their defense is doing really well right now. I think Atlanta, just by this signing, Atlanta is a forefront runner to win that division. I know people are going to be talking about Tampa Bay, but Kirk Cousins is the standout quarterback in that division now. So I would say that Atlanta's got it going on at the forefront. And then our little guy, Gardner Minshew, signed a 2 year, $20 million deal with the Las Vegas Raiders. That's a good for them. I wonder if they're going to go to him this year. If they don't draft a quarterback, you think he will start? They're not too happy with the quarterbacks that they have there now. So, hey, it might be a good thing for Gardner Minshew. Um, I mean, I'd like to have the opinions of you guys on these quarterbacks and what's going on here. So, if you guys want to chime in, like I said, just let me know. Go in the comments, chop it up in the comments, or, I can get you on here and we can chop it up on here. Whatever the case may be. My boy, the Robbie should be on here in a little while. I don't know if he's coming on or not, if he forgot or whatever the case may be. Shout out to John. Hope you're doing good, bro. And Kevin is feeling under the weather. Hope you get better, brother. And let's go on to our running backs, which is another a big thing today that happened. Um, we have Josh Jacobs. Uh, had a down year last year. Signed a 4 year, $48 million deal with Green Bay, who also released Aaron Jones. So that ought to be interesting. Saquon Barkley, another big pickup, signed a 3 year, $37.75 million deal with Philadelphia. Wow. Philadelphia did a play, and then they got rid of DeAndre Swift, who in turn signed a 3 year, $24.5 million deal with Chicago. So everything's working itself out. The NFC teams are trying to get beefy up with the run game, which is funny. What's up, Robbie? Brother?
What up, man?
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
And
Well,
well, we just went with quarterbacks. I know one of your, Pittsburgh signed Russell Wilson. What do you think about that signing? Because you're a Steeler fan.
uh, I can't believe it happened. Well, let me fix my phone real quick. All right, am I good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
Uh, I don't know. It's on sign to him. Steelers ain't losing anything, so if it goes south, it was all for nothing because he ain't getting paid shit. It's going on Denver's tab.
Yeah, $1.21 million for the year is pretty good.
Yeah, better than paying $40 million like the sucker ass Broncos.
Yeah. And we also had a couple other ones. Kirk Cousins is going to Atlanta. I mentioned that earlier. He's got a 4-year, $180 million deal with Atlanta, 100
Uh,
guaranteed. I think that's a good. I know he's coming off an ACL, but I think that's really good for Atlanta. They need a stable quarterback situation there. Um,
well,
Obviously, Justin Fields wasn't the answer. I guess I don't know because nobody's really talking about Justin Fields anymore.
that's
So I don't
yeah,
know.
I heard the Raiders are interested in him now.
Well, they just signed. Well, that's the other thing. They just signed Gardner Minshew to a 2-year, $20 million deal. So I don't know if they're banking on whatever the case may be that he doesn't come there. I don't know what's going on with that whole situation, but they do got Gardner Minshew now, and he is a proven starting quarterback. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I think the Raiders' other quarterback is a better quarterback. I forgot his name. Was it Aiden O'Connell? Is that his
yeah,
name?
Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah, he didn't. He showed some strides of being good.
That's a stretch.
He got a strong.
That's a stretch.
Hey man, he's a true pocket
That's a
passer. Get him an O
that's a
line.
stretch. Um,
Yeah, but Kurt, I
yeah,
agree with I ag-
Kirk.
I agree with John. I think Kirk Cousins is robbing the bank when it comes down in Atlanta.
You really
Uh,
want Fields? Hmm. Interesting.
there's a possibility still could get Fields. His value just keeps on dropping.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that whole Fields thing right now. It's weird because the
I
two
will.
teams that really were interested in him just kind of dropped the phone on him. So that was
Yeah,
in
well,
Pittsburgh and Atlanta.
I heard the Bears wanted the first round pick for him.
I know.
Like,
I think
and
they were going to a second. Well, I think they would drop it if they're intent on getting Khalib in the first round, then they would give up a second. I would think they would give up a second, and they would take a second or a third, or second and third or something, a second plus some to get rid of him.
what do
But
you
I
mean he
don't really,
can't? What does he mean he can't hear John? He said I can't hear John. John's not on the show. He's in the comments.
oh, I think he's saying I can't hear John, not here as in here, but you know.
Uh, yeah, man. It's gonna be what? Who needs quarterbacks? With the Raiders, son Gardner. Where do Fields go?
Uh,
Where does
I don't
Fields
know.
go, man?
I, I don't know because everything is really shutting down for him, and they might just end up keeping him.
Oh, no,
And
what
you,
up? Denver. Denver needs a quarterback.
yeah, you do need a quarterback.
But
But
here's the problem with
they
trading
got
for Fields.
too much money that they're invested in. So right now they got $85 million they invested in Russell Wilson that they still are going to eat.
Here's the problem with trading for Fields. You you're more likely you got to give him a contract extension. If you're giving up a second round pick for him, you got to give him a contract extension and pick up the
Well,
trade.
eventually, because he's only 2 years in his 4-year contract. So
Three?
yeah,
Is it three? Is it two?
well, this will be his third year. No, this is his second year. This season was his second season.
Well, whoever
So
picks
yeah,
him up they have to pick up his fifth year option, right?
yeah. Well, they I don't know if they have to, but if they want to keep him, there's a reason why you trade for him is you want to keep him for long term. So yeah, they would probably do that. But I mean,
Uh,
to.
I'm
But they,
trying. I'm trying to think where would he go? Like who needs a quarterback right now?
I mean, the Ravens
Denver.
choice, I guess. If they don't trust O'Connell, I mean, like I said, they got Minshew, so I don't know what that's saying.
You
Uh,
never know. Steelers could still trade for him if they're done. If they're done with Kenny Pickett, they can trade for Wilson. Not trade for Wilson. What am I fucking saying? Trade for Fields and have him sit behind Wilson for a year.
hmm. I don't know if
Eh,
Fields would want to do that. Would you want Fields to? Well, I mean, I could do that because they're not paying Wilson a buttload of money at all.
Yeah,
They're paying him like
it all
a
depends what you give up for him. Like if it's
you know what I'm saying? That's about what he's getting paid right now.
that Mac
Uh,
Jones trade really threw a wrench in the
oh,
Chicago
that's right.
Bears.
Quarterback too. Good job, Kevin. Yep, I forgot about that. But would Fields be the answer? I don't know.
Right now, Jared Stidham is the Broncos' starting quarterback.
Yeah, that's not good.
And I think I forgot who they said the other quarterback was. I think it was DiNucci, Ben DiNucci.
Yeah, I'm just bear with me here because I'm looking
Lions
at some more.
secondary is scary as fuck. Yeah, Carlton Davis was a good fucking trade.
Yeah,
He's
it's
good.
gonna be.
He's good in press. He can do man press, like press coverage. That's what he excels in. That press coverage shit.
Yeah, then we got our running backs. Like I said, Josh Jacobs signed for 4 years on a $48 million deal with Green Bay. They let go of Aaron Jones at the same time because I guess they didn't feel that they needed him, and they're probably they don't have Dillon anymore, so they're probably going to go back and get somebody in the draft as a running back to back up
Shit. They
Jacobs.
Packers kind of screwed Aaron Jones over. They made him take a pay cut and then they cut him.
Hmm. Yeah, that was dirty. That was
Yeah,
dirty of Green Bay.
that was really bad on that. That kind of makes him look bad. That man
Uh,
took a pay cut to stay with you and you cut him.
and speaking of the NFC North, DeAndre Swift, ex-Lion, ex-Eagle, signed a 3-year, $24.5 million deal with Chicago. Um, I don't understand the whole signing of these running backs by the NFC North teams. I mean, they're better running backs. I give it that. They are better than what they had. Um, but you're going against a division opponent who was number one last year in the league on rush defense, which is the Lions. So I don't know why they're trying to sign running backs that they're not going to be able to run it. But anyway, that's just me. I'm just being funny. Anyway,
Was Tyler Austin making Greg Newsome the cornerback? Is that what he's
Greg
talking
Newsom.
about? What do you mean? Don't forget about Greg Newsome, the cornerback for Cleveland. Is that what he's talking
Yeah,
about?
I think maybe that's what he's talking about.
Oh yeah, yeah.
For
The
Cleveland.
Browns want to trade him. He is on the block, or they're listening for offers for him. But yeah, yeah. But that was a good trade with the Lions, getting
Yeah,
Carlton Davis.
I really don't think they're going to be scary like that yet. I got to see what Mosley does. Mosley's been up 2 years. We've been paying him basically. He's been stealing the bank from us too, but 1 year contracts. But I want to see what he does this year. Hopefully, he can stay out there and be healthy. Then we got Sutton. I don't know if they're going to go in the draft and get a cornerback. Um, Greg Newsom. I don't know about Greg Newsom.
See, I haven't watched that much of Greg Newsome. Is he a slot cornerback?
I think he's more of a zone man coverage corner. I mean, he's a good corner, but
They had that one dude playing on them. I forgot their name, but they had Ward at the number one, and then the other dude, he's number 23. I forgot his name. Forgot his name, but I think I've seen him play more than Greg Newsome.
yeah. And also this Gabe Davis, this is really good. He got a 3-year deal in Jacksonville.
How much did he get?
He got 3 years for 39 with
39
Jacksonville.
mil.
Yep, 39 mil.
That's like what, 12 and a half a year?
Yeah, just
So
13,
12.3.
13. Yeah,
What
13
about
in a
the
year. 13 a year. Yeah,
13?
yeah.
I'll
13
round
straight
it
up.
up about 13.3 mil a year. If you
Yeah,
got
and
33.
yeah, so the running back has been going like fire too. Like Tony Pollard, he signed a 3-year contract for 24 million with Tennessee.
Yeah,
So obviously they're
going
not
back
going
to
to see.
Going back to Gabe Davis, didn't he lead the league in drops last year?
I don't know if he left. Well, that might have been. That might have been your boy in Kansas City.
I don't know. Kevin's in the comments.
What do you say?
Ask Kevin in the comments. And doesn't Gabe Davis have the drop? the dropsies, I call them.
Shh.
The case of
Yeah.
the dropsies.
Well, maybe he'll get it together. I think Jacksonville's. I don't know. Jacksonville's desperate for receivers. I mean, they don't know where Ridley's going yet, so that was probably a good call in just replacing him. They still
Uh,
do, they
uh,
still do have two good receivers there. So, I mean,
Listen, the
Gabe,
thing about the Jaguars, they're always signing number twos to big contracts.
well, the thing about Gabe is
You keep
he
cutting
was
out.
playing. You got to remember when he was in Buffalo, he flourished when he was a third receiver, not a second. When he was a second, that's when he made all his mistakes. When he was a third receiver, he was killing people. So that's what they got in Jacksonville right now. Gabe would be their third receiver because he's not starting over either, the other two. Um,
What does Kevin mean by that? He said, you pull that up. What does he mean by that?
he was talking about the guy in front of him, the guy that this guy. He was talking. They're just talking back and forth.
Uh,
I don't know what they're doing. But anyway, besides that fact, um, we also have Austin Eckler, who decided to move on from the Chargers. He agreed to a 2-year, $11 million deal with the Washington Commanders. He's going to be reunited with his offensive, not the offensive coordinator, but the head coach that he was there before.
who was the head
Uh,
coach?
uh,
Who is the head? Is it Dan Quinn?
who?
Is it Dan Quinn?
Yeah, no, not Ted Quinn. The offensive coordinator was the head coach of San Diego at one time, or San Diego. Well, it
Uh,
probably was San Diego at that time. Um, yeah,
I forgot. Kellen Moore? Was it Kellen Moore?
no, it wasn't Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore's are still there. Um,
He said offensive coordinator or head coach. Dan Quinn, not there.
head coach.
Head coach is Dan. Is I don't.
Well, no, the coordinator for Commanders was the head coach for
Coordinator.
For the Chargers at one time. I keep saying San Diego. Damn it.
Yeah, San Diego. You mean the head coach of them wasn't that Brandon Staley?
No, this is before all that.
Uh,
And Tony Pollard is going to, like I said, he's going to Tennessee. I guess that means the end of Derrick Henry there. Antonio
that's a good
Gibson.
signing.
Antonio Gibson signed a 3-year, 11.25 million base with a max value of 17.25 million to go to New England.
Feel sorry
New
for him.
England. I do so. Anybody going to New England right now? No quarterback. Everything's up and no Bill Belichick. I mean, not that that makes a difference to me anyway, because
Had it been the money, the only way he would have gone there, the money.
Devin Singletary, he signed a 3-year contract worth 16.5 million with the Giants. So Giants got because of Saquon going to Philadelphia, they had to make up the
Did you see
other guy.
Did you see the back and forth between him and Tiki?
What they because he said you're no longer Eagle. I mean Giants because you went to the
Uh,
Eagles. You're
yeah,
dead to me.
Tiki said to Saquon, "You're nothing. You're dead to me."
Hmm.
And then Saquon said, "I bet you." He said something about how Tiki wouldn't say it to his face if they met in person.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But I thought it
There's
was
been
like
a
a fake account. I thought it was
Yeah,
a fake account, and
Geno Stone's another one that got "You're Dead to Me" by Lamar.
uh,
Lamar said, "You're dead to me."
if
So
you don't want your player going to the rival, pay him.
that's right. That is correct.
If you don't want him going
Uh,
to a rival, pay him. Like Geno Stone, him and Lamar Jackson. I don't know if it
yeah.
was really Lamar Jackson saying that, but it probably was. He told Geno Stone, "You're dead to me." He like it's like he was being serious. There was like no laugh emoji or nothing at the end of this shit.
Now, just to keep in mind, people, that this is not really signage. This is agreed in principle to these contracts because they can't really sign anybody until Wednesday. So I think Wednesday after 4, I think it is. So yeah, these are just agreed in principle. We got Gusta Buck going to the Chargers, a 2-year
Oh,
deal.
it's a
Don't
lot of
know
money
the details.
being handed out right now.
Yeah, for
Like
some teams that are.
Brian Burns, holy hell.
Oh, Brian Burns is the trading. Yeah, and then he got the wallet after that. Yeah,
I would never give him that much.
I don't know. Brian Burns is pretty damn good, man.
Uh,
I think the Lions would have traded for him if he wasn't. The Lions are cheap. They're kind of like your Steelers. They're getting cheap, but they'll try and sign anybody for cheap.
oh yeah,
Um,
we only went after Russell because he was cheap.
I mean, Carolina gets a second and a fifth round pick, which would help them in the draft. They need, man, Carolina needs so much help right now.
I heard
Um,
today what I heard in Pittsburgh with the local analysts, they love Patrick Queen. I heard they love
well,
Patrick Queen.
he's still out there. He hasn't been signed yet, so we'll see.
Yeah,
Um,
I heard they like Patrick Queen. I heard they like Jerome Baker.
Speaking of Brian Burns, he signed for 5 years and $87.5 million with the Giants. That's pretty good, though. I gotta give it, that's a pretty good signing. I mean, that's going to make the Giants totally different. Their team is going to be a totally different team next year. Um, but offensively, they still got Daniel Jones. So I don't know how it's going to work out, but whatever.
Yeah, they're gonna draft it. What they pick? They pick a top 10. I
Yeah.
don't remember. But if
Oh,
they
the
pick a
Giants.
top 10, yeah, they pick a top 10, right?
Yeah, that should, yeah, because they didn't finish
Yeah,
very well.
they can get one of them quarterbacks. They can get like maybe they'll trade up and get Drake May or
But they they
JJ
they
McCarr.
but they put so much money on Daniel Jones. I mean, you're not gonna draft a quarterback if you invested that much money. That was just the Giants fucking up. That's all that
Then
was.
I heard they were targeting a quarterback. I was watching NFL Network all week, and they're talking about
Yeah,
they're going after a quarterback
yeah,
all
yeah.
week. But I was like, they just paid the man $40 million. Like, how are they gonna keep a $40 million a year quarterback for a backup?
So some of the other big news out there today, as far as free agency was concerned, we got Leonard Floyd moved
Yeah, he
on from
got
Buffalo and got a 2-year, $20 million deal with San Francisco. Like they need anything at
yeah
defense.
for
Um, and then we had who else we had? Oh, defensive Christian Wilkins went to the Raiders on a 4-year, 110 million deal with with the
yeah, that's crazy.
Raiders.
D tackles are
That,
getting
that's
paid.
gonna be that defensive line is going to be a little bit more solid now. You got Max Crosby on one side, you got Christian Wilkins in the middle. It's going to be nuts.
Them D tackles are getting paid.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
getting they getting paid, man. What do you say? Three quarterbacks are gonna go in the first 5 rounds. I don't
Yeah.
know. If I was the Bears, I would keep Fields and build around them.
So you guys signed a punter too. I see.
Yeah, the Steelers got Bill Burr as a punter.
They got Cameron Johnston as a punter.
Yeah, but he looks like Bill Burr.
Bill Burr. No, no, no details were with that. Did you get any details on how long they signed him for and how much?
No, it probably wasn't that much. Probably like two, maybe 2, 3 mil. He's
Yeah.
a punter. Punter. Oh no, punters don't get paid that much. I think it was only like a 1 year deal.
So released players today was David Bakhtiari. He got released by Green Bay. People think he's going to the Jets because he wants to be reunited with Aaron A. Rod, Asrod, whatever you want to call him.
Hey,
Aaron Jones got released because they signed Josh Jacobs. Devontae Parker got released by New England.
oh, I didn't
G.
know about that.
Yeah, G. And Eric Armstead got released from San Francisco, defensive tackle. So those are new players that are out there ready for picking. We did have a couple trades today. Obviously, we just talked about the Brian Burns trade that he went to the Giants, immediately signed a contract, and was traded for a second and a fifth round pick. I want to say
You know what's
uh,
shocking for
fifth
the
round pick in the 2004 draft. Yeah,
you know what's shocking for the running back position to be a dime a dozen. It's supposedly a dead position now. A lot of running backs got paid today.
yeah. Uh,
Running backs got paid, man, and that's supposed to be a dead position now. And like, no, it's last year, no one even wanted to pay the running backs.
Wait a minute, hold on. Three quarterbacks going to go in the first 5 rounds. No, I don't see that. I think a lot of people are going to start taking offensive tackles. A lot of things um, are just by infatuation with how the league is
You know
playing.
what?
Everybody wants to build with their trenches now.
You know,
So
with how Jeff Fields' value keeps on dropping, you think the smart move would just be to keep him and build around him. Because I don't think Caleb Williams is going to be all that good. Drake May, if I had to pick out of these three, Jaden Daniels is the best quarterback out of Daniels, May, and Williams. I think Jaden Daniels is the better quarterback out of the three.
I think Jacksonville did a pretty good job today on getting folks. They got a couple of offensive tackles.
Yeah, they
One
got Mitch
re-signed.
Morse.
Yeah, Mitch Morris. That's a good thing for them. They
Hey,
also got Gabe Davis. They also received Darnell Savage. He got picked
he's
up.
in Jacksonville.
Yes, he is. Now he is.
Uh,
Yep.
Plus,
He
everybody likes
is.
going to Florida because they get tax. It's tax free down Florida.
He got a 3-year deal with Jacksonville. I don't know what the specifics of the financials were on that yet. In turn,
I heard it was about 15 mil a year he got. Darnell
Xavier
Savage.
McKinney signed a 4-year, $68 million deal with Green Bay. I think Darnell is a better safety than McKinney. I don't think McKinney's the greatest safety, but I guess he'll do.
Dude,
Um,
I was hoping Steelers would bring him in, but he already signed. He already
and, and,
he's already gone.
and look, Isaiah Oliver agreed to terms with the Jets.
Oh,
Um,
Isaiah Oliver, cornerback for
yeah,
the Falcons.
yeah,
Yeah, he's a good nickelback, but I don't know about
yeah.
starter. He's a good nickelback.
Jets gonna have a hell of a secondary. I know that damn much. I mean, they
He's
already
a
got one,
he's a
but
Jet.
yeah.
Well, I
Then
heard
you got
Calvin Ridley is on his way to New England. Like they're gonna push for him hard.
uh, Chidobe Awuzie signed a 3-year, $36 million with Tennessee. They needed to get better help with that in the first place. And our good old friend Jeff Okuda signed a 1-year, $4.75 million deal with Houston.
Houston.
And yeah, Houston's been pretty active too on their market. They lost a player to Minnesota. They lost. Let me tell you who they lost. They lost Blake Cashman to Minnesota. He signed a three
He
year,
went to Minnesota.
yeah, 3-year,
Damn.
$25.5 million deal with Minnesota. So
Damn.
in turn, uh, Houston signed who they signed here.
They signed a lot of people. Like they signed Dalton
Aziz
Shorts.
Aziz Al Shahir, linebacker, and he agreed to terms with Houston. He is a better linebacker, I think, than Cashman is. So I think they did a better job with that. Um,
Yeah, he got paid.
hey, Jordan Brooks, a key linebacker for Seattle, agreed to a 3-year, $30 million contract with Miami. Sorry, Kevin.
I didn't even know he was a free agent.
Yeah, he's a free agent. There's a lot of people on here who I didn't think were free agents are free agents. Andrew Van Ginkel, which was Miami's linebacker, he signed a 2-year, $20 million deal with Minnesota. Minnesota was get rid of a quarterback, basically let the quarterback go and sign 3 linebackers. That's what they did.
So that's the thing about Minnesota. They make all these signings and they it's like they just waste talent.
Well,
Like
I was kind of waiting for Minnesota to start drafting or getting defensive players because they got a defensive minded well, they had a defensive minded coach. Yeah, he is an offensive minded coach. So yeah, this is weird. I don't know what to do.
that's what's wrong with Minnesota. They don't they need that offensive type of head coach. They keep hiring too many defensive coaches as their head coach.
Yeah, Texans are one of those teams that have a lot of cap space there, Kevin. Yep. So they're going to sign everybody. They can probably be. Although, yeah, that's from last year. A lot of their cap is from last year. You know, giving up Mr. Man there.
Jeff Okuda. I don't know why teams even waste their money on him. He ain't that good, and he can't stay healthy. Like, but last year was the first time he stayed healthy in one full season.
Let's see.
And I heard two names Steelers are interested in: Bobby Wagner, Patrick Queen. I heard you like both of them.
There'd be another Baltimore Raven going to a inter-conference rival.
Yeah, but
He goes,
to be quite honest, if Patrick Queen asks for $20 million, I'll show him the door. So you're not worth that. No way in hell Patrick Queen is worth $20 million a year.
Hey, you know, another position that's been getting a shit ton of money put on them is offensive lineman. You know, you mentioned Morse. He got that 2-year, $10.5 million contract with Jacksonville. But
7 guaranteed.
Jonah Jackson, which used to be our guard,
What
signed with the
about
Rams for
the
3 years.
Tyron Smith sign with anybody?
Nope. Jonah Jackson signed with the Rams for 3 year and $51 million deal.
Damn, that's a lot of money. A lot of 3-year deals.
Yeah. John Runyon, another good yard, signed a 3 year, $30 million deal with the Giants. This is why I think the Giants are starting to build something a little bit because they are trying to take care of their line. Also, Jermaine, I'm gonna mess up his name,
Jermaine
Ulamore, something like that. Agreed to a 2 years to $14 million deal with the Giants. So they got two good guards out there.
Don't forget about Dion Dawkins, offensive tackle for the Bills.
Yeah. Well, he just re-signed. I'm going by free agent people. I'm not worried about the re-sign people. But Robert Hunt signed a 5-year, $100 million deal with the Carolina Panthers. Do you know that is the most a guard is getting paid right now in the NFL?
What's his name again?
Robert Hunt.
Robert Hunt. You said $100 million contract?
Yep, $100 million deal with the Carolina Panthers for 5 years. It's the highest guard getting paid the highest guard pay right now.
These dudes are breaking the market.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a few of people you probably don't know: Anthony Walker, Mac Wilson, linebackers, stuff like that. There's a lot of these, and like now we had a couple of few. Let me get 1, 2, 3 tight ends. Probably nobody's going to know anybody but Will Dissly. He signed a 3-year, $14 million deal with the Chargers.
Dissly?
Yeah,
I remember him.
But Colby Parkinson, he signed a 3-year, $22.5 million deal with the Rams. And Charlie Warner signed a 3-year, $12 million deal with the Atlanta Falcons. So I guess Atlanta's kind of gearing up to get that offense together for Cousins because he signed right after Cousins signed. So I wonder if that has anything to do with it. But
Tennessee, I'm looking at Tennessee signings. I only see maybe 2 good signings out of their 4 they had. Like they gave a lot of that cornerback they signed was not worth that money. Chiobi Adewuzi.
Pretty good. He's decent. He's one of the top corners out there. I think the thing. Well, Pollard is not bad. I mean, it looks like they go for average. So blase. They're not really trying to hype up anything that they're doing here. I don't see any but 2 signings for today. Oh, they did sign, Tony Pollard, but that's about all they signed. They didn't sign anybody else.
The Cushenberry is pretty good. The
center. Yeah, Cushenberry. Yeah. Didn't they already sign him though? I think they already had agreed upon signing him.
4 years, $50 million.
I just didn't give the financials till today, but they had agreed in principle before that.
Mac Jones, he's going to take that job from Trevor T-Law, wherever the hell they call him down there.
So the Dolphins agreed to a 3-year deal with center Aaron Brewer. That he used to play for the Titans last year. Seahawks are closing in a deal with defensive lineman Leonard Williams. They always get good defensive line guys.
I didn't know that Aaron Brewer signed with the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Center.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping Steelers would take a look at him.
Patriots plan to sign quarterback Jacoby Brissett.
They can have him. That's the one dude. That's the one quarterback I was hoping Steelers would not even look at.
Leonard Williams expected to sign a 3-year contract extension with $43.85 million guaranteed. It's a $64 million deal.
Who's this
Okay.
Facebook user? I don't even know who this dude is. Tennessee ain't shit. Is that Dante?
I don't know.
Has to be Dante.
Yeah. Tennessee ain't shit. I don't know. So yeah, we got some things going on. Still, but I think that the biggest hit this today, as far as agreed upon trade and sign, was the Brian Burns to the Giants. That's a game changer guy right there. And the Giants need all the help they can get.
Yeah, they better get a quarterback, or he's going to be requesting another trade.
Yeah, well, I mean, as long as he does what he does, usually defensive players don't really get too shot up over offensive, how the offense is doing, unless they just continue to lose and lose and lose. But I think with the new offensive line that the Giants are probably trying to get, you know, they'll do a better job this year. I don't know.
Well, you
They'll
know
feel
what? If
if
Daniel Jones don't work out, there's MVP Mason Rudolph in free agency.
and Washington is seeming to doing some things too. I've noticed a few signings by Washington that seem to be improving. They got Austin Eckler for one. That's an improvement for any running backs that they had, really. They did sign, who else did they sign? I saw a couple other signings. Oh, they signed a linebacker, Frankie Louvu. He was playing with the Panthers last year. He had signed a 3-year, $36 million deal
They
with
signed their edge
Washington.
rusher. They signed Zach Ertz, of course. I think everybody knows about that one.
Yeah,
They
Dorrance
signed
Armstrong.
center Tyler Badazzi. They signed Ez, Dorrance Armstrong, and Frankie Lavue.
Yeah,
I hope I said his name right.
probably.
Mediocre Mason. It's MVP in Madden. Kevin. He said mediocre. MVP
Mediocre.
Mason. If we're playing Madden, he's MVP Mason. Okay.
And Washington also signed to Zach Ertz too. It was a 1-year deal, but they signed him in place of Logan Thomas because they released Logan Thomas. Uh, oh, they
Uh,
signed. I didn't see that they signed Tyler Badass. That's what I call him. Badasz. I call him Tyler Badass.
I
Yeah,
just
they
said his
signed
name.
him. Yeah, Badass.
Yeah,
Beata.
I call him badass because that sounds cool.
Yeah.
The
And
Eagles, they signed.
Tennessee
I
did
didn't know
pretty
the Eagles
good.
signed one of your ex lines.
What's that?
Then isn't Julian Okora? What did he used to play for the Lions?
Oh yeah, Julie. Yeah, they did that way earlier. I think they did that during the playoffs because they
Yeah,
let before the playoffs actually because they let him go way before that.
yeah, they signed him to. I guess yeah, Bryce Huff. I don't know. I haven't seen Bryce Huff play. Uh,
Yeah, he was really good for the Jets. Yeah, he was really good for the Jets. He was one of their premier edge rushers. So he did really well. He just didn't get talked about because he was on the Jets, and they usually their whole secondary is getting talked about, not their front line, unless your name was what's the dude in the middle, Quentin
uh,
Williams.
Quinn Williams.
Yeah.
Yes. He got paid.
Yeah. I
What
mean,
happened?
not too bad. Teams didn't do too bad. I mean, and look at the Jets too. They re-signed Chuck Clark. They got Isaiah. So they got the crypt keeper back there. Oh Lord,
I just had to let my dog in. A
mediocre
lot,
man.
a lot of signs today. I can't pronounce that tight end's name for that the Eagles got. Albert Okina Wienbaum. I told you, in real life it's mediocre Mason. In Madden it's MVP Mason.
So for the folks that are regulars on this show, Kevin, your Buffalo Bills re-signed, and you probably know this already, but we're gonna let everybody else know. Guard David Edwards, 2 years, six million. Re-signed Matt Hack Hunter, 1 year. Don't know the financials on that. They did release Jordan Poyer, Saran Neal, Mitch Morris, Naheem Hines, Deontay Hardy, and Tre'Davious White. They did sign Mitch Trubisky to a backup role for 2 years for 525. Not bad signing. I think he was there before, wasn't he? Wasn't Mitch Trubisky there before?
Yeah, right before he came to
Yeah,
Pittsburgh.
yeah. And then they re-signed Taylor Rapp. That's a good signing. I like Taylor Rapp. He's a good safety.
Yeah,
They
I like
extended.
Taylor.
Yeah, they extended Deion Dawkins. That was good. I like Deion too. Good tackle. Re-signed Cam Lewis. Probably one of their secondary receivers are going to have to move up because they got rid of all the rest of their damn, the cornerbacks. They signed him because they had to release everybody else. And then they re-signed Edge AJ Espinoza, one of Kevin's favorite players.
That was a big signing right there. He's
Yeah,
definitely a key player.
yeah, he's a keeper player. Definitely a keeper
Keeper,
player.
definitely a keeper. The Patriots, most of their signings like they re-signed Kendrick Bourne. That dude sucks. Good luck with Chikoma Okafor. I think I'm saying his name right.
Who are you talking about now?
That offensive tackle used to play for the Stars. His name is
Oh, Okafor.
Chukwuma Okafor.
Chidi Okafor. I don't know what the hell his name is either.
I don't know. We just called him Chucks here. We didn't. We just called him Chucks.
But yeah, on the Detroit Lions list, um, they released Tracy Walker, which I knew that was going to happen anyway. Re-signed Michael Badgley. That was
Oh, it is
weird.
Tracy Walker.
He's about there. I think he's 29. Yeah,
29.
he's about 29. Yeah, he's still a capable safety. He just wasn't. He wasn't part of what the Lions were trying to do. He was the odd man out in the end because we had a whole bunch of
Hey,
safeties.
he can come on right here to Pittsburgh. I
Yeah,
like
he
Tracy
fit in
Walker.
teams. I don't understand why nobody's jumping on him right now.
Now, from what I heard, the Stars are interested in Justin Simmons.
Yeah, that's a good guy. That's good. And I'm sure Denver would probably go with Tracy Walker. They did sign a safety. So who they signed? They
A
signed.
lot of safeties out there. A
They
lot of
signed.
safeties out there.
They signed Brandon Jones to a 3-year, $20 million contract. But I probably would have still
Well,
signed.
they had high hopes on that kid. They had high hopes
Uh,
on that kid. Brandon Jones. They had high hopes on him.
yeah.
I don't know
The
anything
line
about him.
re-signed linebacker Jalen Reeves-Maybin, 2 years, 7.5 million. Uh, Zenobian Knight, who we got from the Jets last year, 1 year, 985K. Probably going to compete with Craig Reynolds as a third running back. We This was a kind of a surprise. I didn't see them re-signing Shane Zylstra, which is our tight end. Didn't see him saying because Zylstra was out most of the year with an injury. We did re-sign, like I said before, Emmanuel Mosley for a year, 1.125 million. Wow, they went all the way out extra for that one. Re-signed Graham Glasgow, which was good. We needed to re-sign one of our offensive linemen at least. Um, and we signed Edge Marcus Davenport. This is a signing I did not like because he's had like 17 surgeries in his career.
Was that the dude who
He,
used to play for New Orleans?
yeah, he played for New Orleans. That's the reason why
Yeah.
because they got a bunch of New Orleans coaches on there, and yeah, this kid did it.
Yeah,
And
but
and he was
that
playing last year.
that was a 1 year deal, right?
It's a 1 year deal.
Okay, any longer than that, I know you wouldn't do a fit because I don't think you could get him along
I couldn't throw
multiple
a fit
years.
down. This is not the person not the Minnesota Viking that I wanted us to sign. It was Daniil Hunter that I wanted us to sign.
Daniel Hunter, that's a good one.
Um,
The Yins run a 3-4 or 4-3.
what's that?
What's the base defense for the Lions? A 3-4 or 4-3?
3-4.
3-4.
4-3. Take it back. 4-3. Yeah.
Yeah, so Davenport won't fit into that because he's more of a run stopper.
Yeah. No, he got 2 sacks last year.
How many
Before he got
sacks?
hurt.
Uh,
Yeah, he's one of those players that you say he's great when he's not injured, But the problem with him is he's injured. And what do we say about injured people? The best ability is availability.
Yeah.
And like John is real good at saying that a lot. And he's just not available all the time. So this is why I didn't like
Uh,
that.
plus
The
he's still got that New Orleans stank on him.
Yeah, the Carlton Davis trade is okay. I think we still need to pursue another corner. I'm sorry. I just he's not really as good. I mean, he's about the same and maybe better as Sutton is, to tell you the truth, but he's not that much better.
Well,
He's a whole
he's better in coverage, but he lacks his like
yeah.
there's he's not that fast of a cornerback.
No, he's not, and neither is Sutton. So nobody can
Like
cover. I mean, if Emmanuel works out for us, he could be our CB1. He's got the speed and he can cover man. But he's the only cornerback right now that we got that can do that because we're not going to the other cornerback. And I want to man the corner. I want a guy that can play man and zone at the same time. And I wish the hell they would get at least go after. Let me see who we got as corners out here.
what happened to that Gilmore kid you had?
Get Kendall Fuller. Couldn't go after Kendall Fuller. He's a good ass corner.
What happened
Or
to that
step up.
Gilmore kid
Get
you had?
You know, at least Gilmore can tutor his brother, who also plays for
Yeah,
the Lions.
you
You
got
know,
Pat P out there.
I like Kenny Moore too. I like Kenny Moore. Kenny
You
Moore's
got
good.
you got Pat
Pat,
P.
no, don't be funny.
I'm messing with you, man.
Don't be funny, man. Don't be funny.
I'm I'm messing around.
Yeah,
But,
Cam Lewis was just a cheap body. Yeah, I agree with you.
I don't even know who that dude was. I seen they re-signed Cam Lewis, and I'm like, who the hell's that dude?
And he would have been definitely a good replacement for Poyer's two rap.
I see that Ryan still heard about Gino. Are
Because we're getting
you still
Henry.
you still mad about Gino, Ryan? You there? Come on, man. I can be.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can only blame the Ravens
Get
for that.
rid of Jerry. I'm thinking the Dallas issues are going to be gone. But what
What
do
the
I
hell is
know?
it? Dante the is a snake oil salesman? What the fuck?
Yeah, yeah. He's smooth with his pitch.
Who is that? That's the Facebook? Is that Dante?
I
Oh,
have no idea.
that
No,
has to
I
be
don't think that's
Dante.
Dante.
Who
Uh,
is that?
we
Andrew?
who is this Brendan Kohoko guy that you guys
Who?
signed?
Who?
Uh, Breeden Kohoko.
He's a
He's a
D tackle. We
yeah.
got him from the Chargers 2 years ago or last year.
It says they just signed him for 1 year
Yeah.
as a
Well,
free agent.
we had him last year and we cut him, and I forgot who he got picked up by. I think it was the Rams, and then we got him back this year.
Yeah,
I think
Dallas has.
we cut him so we could sign that one safety, Eric Rowe.
Excuse me, Dallas really hasn't made any moves. San Francisco made the one move with Leonard Floyd. Detroit's made a couple of moves. It's like all the teams that were in the playoffs, and Kansas City didn't make any moves. They just re-signed a couple people, which
If Dallas was gonna let uh, Tony Pollard walk just to sign Derrick Henry, then why didn't they just keep Tony Pollard? He's younger and faster. Derrick Henry is a little on the old side.
yeah.
Uh,
Well, I
um,
mean, Derrick Henry still got some miles left in him, and with that offensive line, I'm sure that would be great for him. I mean, Dallas has still got a valuable offensive line. You put Derrick Henry behind there, he didn't really have that great of an offensive line in Tennessee. He had an average, maybe a slightly above average one, but Dallas has got like a top five offensive line. So if you put him behind there, he probably don't have to run as much and run through people and stiff
uh,
arm people as much as
get into a
Yeah.
run game for Dallas is not a bad idea because come playoff time, keep the ball out of Dak Prescott's hands.
I don't know. Dak Prescott's probably been the one winning them the games the most. I mean, he had a decent season last season. Can't give him. You can't take that away from him. He
No,
did pretty good.
the regular season he's good. I give him credit. He had a fantastic. I thought he should have been up for. I thought he should have won MVP.
Hell, the Chargers didn't do anything. Oh yeah, they did. Thank
But
Gus the
come,
Bus.
come playoff time, Dak Prescott is very generous with that ball.
Well, Indianapolis didn't sign anybody either. They just re-signed all their players that they had. which is
Uh,
good.
I can't believe. Oh no, they didn't. Why bring back Gardner Minshew? They got. I forgot all about Anthony Richardson.
Yeah. I don't know who they're going to get. I don't know who their backup quarterback is to him. That's interesting.
They should bring back Jim Sorgi.
Uh,
Jim Sorgi was paid a man's backup for like 18 years and nobody knew it.
okay. Oh, they
I'm
just
gonna look.
Cleveland Browns signed Jordan Hicks for 2 years and $8 million.
All the Colts did was re-sign players.
Zadarius Smith is the edge. They re-signed him with 2 year 23.5. They got Jerry Judy in a trade.
Yeah, and Cleveland was -7 against the cap. How did they pull that one out?
I don't know.
Holy shit! T. Higgins, where you think he goes if he gets traded?
Uh, uh, I
I
don't
think it's
know.
10. I think he goes to Tennessee.
I don't know.
Tennessee. Well, he sure as hell ain't going to the Chiefs because I don't think the Bengals like the Chiefs.
Well,
Oh man.
I wouldn't be trading him to a team that you might see in the playoffs.
Well, today on Twitter, I'm going on Twitter and I see a lot of Steeler fans. Deontay Johnson on the trade block. They were talking about sending him to Kansas City for Snead. I was like, no way, that's not gonna happen. Steelers ain't gonna. They're not gonna trade him, and then on top of that, have to give up a pick or some shit, and then you got to re-sign him to $20 million a year.
Yeah, then they wouldn't do that anyway. Snead would have to go. I was here in second round. I don't now. See, Snead is still up in the air. There's a lot of players with franchise tags that are still tradable at this point. So, like I said, this is only the first day of free agency, so you never know what's going to happen tomorrow.
To be
Today
quite
would
honest
be
about Snead, I don't think he's worth a second because you got to re-sign him on top of it. Like,
well. I mean, you're saying that worth Higgins to Baltimore. Yeah, Baltimore every receiver.
yeah, I
But
would laugh my ass off if he went to Baltimore.
and he got every receiver. Lamar got every receiver this year, played better, but didn't do nothing in the playoffs, per usual. Um, but Snead is a good corner. You got to understand the value of good corners. There's really not that many good corners in this league that you can say you would be paying top dollar to. Snead is like a top five corner right now. Him
Yeah, no
and
doubt, no doubt. But I'm just saying, I don't know. You got to give up a second, and then you got to pay him. Like,
yeah,
I would give up a third if I had. Like, if I had to re-sign somebody, I'll give you a third just because I got to re-sign him. But if he was already on a contract, I'll give you the second.
let's see, how old is this guy? He is
Snead,
a
he's 27.
97. Yeah, he's not that. I mean, in football years, he's not that old.
Yeah, but
He's about the time when you peak out as a corner between
another
the
thing is
25
like,
and 30.
yeah, I think any cornerback would do good if they had Chris Jones as their defensive tackle, causing havoc.
Yeah, well,
And plus they had Chiefs got that one linebacker, Karlaftis.
yeah.
He's pretty good. He did.
Is he considered a linebacker? Or is he considered defensive end?
Probably I would say edge. They do that terminology now. When the linebacker defense end, it's called an edge now.
I think Higgins has a less chance to go to Houston.
Against
Dallas
the
is definitely
Houston, I think he goes to an NFC team.
Niners. Ooh, I don't know about that either. Niners keep their main squad. I don't think he'd go there. Indy might be a possibility, but then wow, that's a lot of players. I
The
mean, hey, you got
Giants.
him and Pitt.
He could go to the
Giants,
Giants.
the Giants would be good too.
Well, they're all like when I was watching NFL like Total Access, they're talking about the New York game, like taking a quarterback, and
Actually, it's funny you say this, Kevin. Actually, I think that he would really fit really well on Buffalo. You got Higgins on one side, you got Diggs on the other side. Higgins would be he's a better pass catcher than Diggs. I mean, not Diggs, Gabe Davis. So, I mean, I don't know how
Yeah,
you
but
feel
yeah,
about that.
I don't think the Bengals are that stupid if they keep him in the AFC.
Well, they're not,
I think they'll try to move him to an
they
NFC
might,
team.
you know, they're another team that might have to play Buffalo in the playoffs. So you never know. Everybody thinks Cincinnati's going to do something this year. This
Mm,
is true. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I saw these players that are going to these teams that are fucking calf strapped, but they're going. So I don't know. You know,
Joe
be
Burrow, it seems like he gets injured like all the time now.
eh, I think more of that is just based on uh, we got to see what Joe Burrow does in was this his fourth year? Yeah, his fourth year.
2020, he was drafted.
He didn't play that year because he got hurt in the beginning of the season. Then he played the next year, almost went to the Super Bowl. He played half the season this year, but well, a little bit more than half the season this year. And they almost did they get to the playoffs? No, they didn't get to the play. Yeah, they did get to the playoffs, didn't they?
Ooh,
No, they
Bengals?
didn't.
No, they just
Oh,
missed.
that's right. Oh, that's right. They were the last team out. So they
We
get to the
eliminated. Well, the
playoffs.
Steelers was the
Cleveland,
final.
Pittsburgh, and Baltimore.
Yeah, we put the final nail in the coffin in their playoff hopes last season.
Yeah. So I mean, without without him, they're not going to do too much. With him, they're going to do a lot. So we'll see what he does next year.
Burley had been good available for half his career.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
he missed how many games? Like 16 total in his career.
He's another one of those guys where best ability is availability. So yeah,
You know why? Because he runs with the ball and he's a risk taker with that ball. Just stay in the pocket.
yeah, but that you're not going to be able to tell. That's kind of like saying the same thing
Uh,
to Kevin's quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's just not going to happen. That's just the way they're bred. They're going to run out the pocket when they want to run out the pocket. If they feel they can make a play. He's just got to make sure that he, doesn't get hit. So yeah,
Early 16 games, but it definitely ruined the Bengals too. So yeah, there's.
yeah,
Oh, he played the one year he did play was his rookie year. They went, I think they went 4-12 that year,
yeah. They sucked that year. They
and
didn't have
then
an offensive line anyway, and they didn't have an offensive line the next year, but they still got to the Super Bowl. Figure that one out.
he can't stay in the pocket. His O line sucks ass.
Yeah, that's true. Well, his offensive line has gotten better. Um,
That's how they got
yeah,
Chase. Yeah,
that's how Chase. Yep, that first season. After that first season, that's how he got Chase. That and the fact that
yeah.
Burrow runs.
Now they got to pay Chase,
Now they got to pay him. That's why
and
they got to get rid of T.
he ain't
Higgins.
taking no discount.
Higgins said, "Fuck y'all, I'm gone. See ya, peace." But yeah,
I liked it when Bengal fans were bragging when they were on their rookie contracts. Then
okay.
they said Joe Burrow's going to be a team player like Tom Brady. No, he ain't.
So just another free agency alert. Former Chiefs punter Tommy Townsend is signing a 2-year, $6 million deal with Texans. So they got a punter. Whee!
Oh, they got the punk
Uh,
god.
yeah.
They got the punk god now, man. They don't need Tommy Townsend, even though I think Tommy Townsend was a good punter. But they let Tommy Townsend go because they didn't like his agent. He has Drew Rosenhaus.
Yeah, it seems like the Jacoby brisket is going.
Biscuit.
Brisket, whatever. It's going
Croissant?
to New England. So didn't Jacoby play in New England before?
That's it again?
Didn't Jacoby play in New England before?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow, there's a lot
He
of players
played he
on
played for
the
New
team didn't
England.
play before.
He went I think New England was the first team he played for.
Yeah, didn't he
He
go
went
to Indianapolis?
and he went to Cleveland. Was it Cleveland then Indianapolis, right?
Okay, Cleveland. Brissett, yeah.
Or how
Brisket.
about croissant? We
I
should
know it's
name
Brissett. I call him brisket.
Croissant. I call him croissant.
But I don't know. I think New England's in a period of rebuilding right now. So they're just trying to get people to fill in space.
I
I don't
think
know if they're going to
tomorrow.
draft a quarterback or not. They're
I,
in the top 10, aren't they?
what?
New England.
Say that again. What was it? What was the question?
Are they in the, is New England in the top 10 of the draft?
They picked 3.
See?
And there was everybody gonna take in Drake May.
Drake May.
Drake May,
They
but
got
I think they're
Coleman.
gonna shock people. I think they're gonna take JJ McCarthy at 3.
They like the Michigan quarterbacks, but he ain't Tom Brady.
Yeah, I think they're gonna shock everybody and take McCarthy. No, he don't pick 4, Kevin. That's the Cardinals pick 4.
Yeah, the Cardinals picked 4.
Jaden
Chargers picked
Daniels.
10.
I think Jaden Daniels slips and goes to the Raiders.
It depends what Chicago does. If Chicago drafts Caleb, then if they trade Justin Fields and they draft Caleb, that'd be one thing. But if they don't, they keep Fields, they might try to get a receiver. So
Sure,
Arizona,
if I was Chicago, man, let's say that they had to pick a quarterback, I would take Daniels out of him and Williams and May. I think Daniels has the higher ceiling out of the 3.
I don't know what the Washington Commanders are going to do either. They might go for a damn quarterback. New England
Okay.
definitely needs a quarterback. Arizona don't really need a quarterback. They still got little man back there. Los Angeles
Yeah.
definitely doesn't need a quarterback. The Chargers, that is.
Like
The
earlier
Giants.
today, I was arguing with Steelers fans, and they really think there's going to be a competition between Wilson and Kenny Pickett. I was like, nah, Wilson ain't coming here with the hold a clipboard.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Yeah, I don't know why people would think that anyway.
You know what?
If
This is a good thing for Kenny Pickett. He can sit behind Wilson and learn something he didn't have when he first came into the league. I think tomorrow's going to be even more interesting day for free agency.
yeah, you don't think New England was his first team? I think
Who?
New England was his first team.
Brissett? Yeah. New England was his first team, and I think
Jaden Daniels, yeah.
the Colts were his second team. The Colts was Brissett's second team, and the Browns was his third team, and I think the Commanders was his fourth team. And then he
Yeah.
went right back to New England.
Well,
He's a good
we're gonna see
quarterback.
tomorrow. I'm gonna try to be out here same time tomorrow at 8 o'clock to see what if we got any more things going on. I would be happy if you join me then too, Robbie, if you can.
Okay.
And anybody kind of disappointed nobody else want to get out here and chop it up, but that's cool. There's always tomorrow. We can always do Wednesday too, whenever.
Yeah,
I
I'll
want
be around.
to wrap up this. I'm gonna wrap up this show with that in mind, just to just went on to go over the free agency period with you guys. Agreed. Let me make that sure. Agreed upon, because this is temporary. Can't sign nobody until Wednesday. So we already saw Will Lutz said, you know what? Yeah, I don't kind of want to go to Jacksonville, Denver. That's what this period is for. People to make decisions. Like, did I really sign a damn contract? Oh fuck no. I want to stay where I was at. Or I want to go to a different place. So yeah. This is the temporary area, but this is also the area where people can decide whether they say fuck that. So anyway. Kevin, appreciate you in the comments. John, appreciate you in the comments. Ryan, Donta, yeah, we know you in the comments too. So we done boys my ass. Anyway, Tyler, awesome. Thanks for joining up in gaming. Harrell Page, thank you. Also, tomorrow let's do this again. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for showing up. And Lorenzo Allen, aka Roman. Good job. Thanks for watching at least part of the show. And we'll join you tomorrow, I guess, at 8 o'clock, same time with the free agent report. Okay.
Yep.
Robbie,
Don't hinder the gender.
Don't hinder the gender. There you go.
I don't not the gender. Don't hinder the yinzer. I said gender. What the fuck? don't, don't hinder the yinzer. And fuck you, Baltimore Ravens fans.
Damn.
I'm
What
just
the fuck
kidding. I love Yins.
fans of that, huh? Oh,
I'm
well,
just kidding. I wouldn't be here without Raven fans.
have a good evening. We will see you tomorrow.
Peace.
Peace.